sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch broadcasts, it's so easy that a liberal can do it. Just go to either SHR Media, YouTube, or Facebook. And with the latter two, you just search for SHR Media. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button while you're there. Oh, let's see. Oh, where are we? We're on the brink of a shutdown. Oh, my God. Who cares? I'll be keeping updates with what's going on. Senate looks like there's a little activity going on, and there's supposed to be a vote at 10 o'clock. Several Democrats have already announced they are going to jump the line and vote for the 1 month CR. Basically, the Republicans are calling the bluff on the Democrats. What the Democrats will do is they'll get enough of their guys to jump over, and the main people will vote against it so that they can try to play both fields. Their game is so easy to think through and see. It's almost embarrassing. Let's see. We got someone speaking now.
Against the opioid epidemic. Today we face a deadline to fund the government. It's the most basic duty of Congress to keep our government running. I was elected by the people of Indiana to work every day on behalf of Hoosiers.
I think this is from earlier in the day. So, I'm going to break with my normal format, and had an interesting conversation with somebody today, and he actually made me think. And we had those two false missile launches alerts go out, and then Michigan also had a what they call a meteorite. Now he proposed to me, what if they were not false alerts? What if Korea did launch, that we just intercepted those missiles and wanted to keep it quiet right now or not create panic? And that the one in Michigan was a shot-down missile. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but it really made me sit back and go, It's making me think. Would I put it past the government to do something like that? Hell no. I know they would lie to us like that. Hell, look at the shit they did with this dossier. Now we're finding out the dossier was a major contributor to the FISA warrant. They lied to the judges to get the warrant to wiretap and surveil. And they're saying this is so bad, this makes Watergate look like a misdemeanor. Of course, the Democrats are screaming, you can't let the memos out. And the Republicans are saying we want to release it to the public for them to see. And the Democrats are crying no. They don't want it released because it will hurt them bad. I also want to thank Sean, Sackhead Sean and Sackhead Clint. They're both very understanding people. and I've missed a couple shows this month. I've been really bad about it. Between being sick, the holiday, and those that have been listening to my show for a while know I have medical issues. And we're still, me and my doctors are trying to figure out exactly what's going around. But I mean, like this cold weather that we have here in Florida. No, it's not like up north, but we hit like 29 degrees the other morning, and I'm in Tampa. That's bad. And this cold weather really puts me in a lot of pain. And it's not just kind of like, oh, my neck, or my back. I mean, it's head to toe. It hurts to walk. I'll feel it in the bottom of my feet. It's so bad. So I do apologize, but I really want to thank those guys. They are totally understanding and still back me, and that means a lot. So thank you guys. But back to that discussion I had. You know, I kind of separate a lot of stuff, but some people are surprised to find out I believe in paranormal, so to speak. I've had several happenings with that type of stuff, the paranormal. I don't say, I'm not 100% saying Bigfoot exists, but why can't something exist? We're still finding creatures, still identifying new creatures, all the time. Back in the 50s, the scientists said it was an impossibility, and that the silverback gorillas were nothing more than a myth. We found them. They survived how many years? I still believe that there's a chance. Space creatures, aliens. I would not put it past. I mean, I think it's arrogant for us to think that out of the billions and billions and billions of stars and planets out there in that sky, and up in space, there's billions. Billions. And we don't even know how many at. What is the requirement for life? Is it just what we're based on, a carbon-based? Is there silicone? Can they breathe different types of atmosphere? Can they live in a heated magma-type planet? I don't know. But to think we're the only intelligent creature in all of existence, I think that's arrogant of us. Does that mean I believe that they're coming to visit us? Questionable. That's where the question is. I could definitely 100% say that I believe that there's some kind of intelligent life out there besides us. But I try to keep, the shows a little, or those ideas separate. But it was just, I was talking to him, and it kind of clicked when he showed me one of the pictures. I mean, he says, his opinion is that it was, what is that, the God rod of God or something. It's the idea that there's a device up, a satellite in space, that can launch these rods. And from the speed from going down, it's like an atomic weapon without the radiation afterwards. So maybe one day I'll put a show of that type of thinking together. It's just, with politics, I think that takes a front page right now for me. Everything that I've been watching today, I've almost been laughing. Because you had Schumer got summoned to the White House by the president. Now, we all know Schumer will not pass up a camera. Well, he got done the meeting. He booked it past the row of reporters, straight into the government, I should say, black SUV that was waiting there for him. Went to the Hill, where he told reporters he's not going to talk to him or explain, but he did say I forget exactly what he said. It was a bunch of bullshit. Now, if Trump had given in to the Democrats, you know damn well when Schumer walked out, he would have been running for the nearest camera. Oh, he backed down to us, yada, yada, yada. That's what we would have heard. But he took off out of there. I do want to correct one thing. I totally brain farted. Holy shit. What was it, earlier in the week or last week, Trump sat down with, 13, 14 senators from both sides. He said, bring me an immigration bill, I'll sign it. Now, they think that means they had carte blanche to write whatever the hell they wanted to write. No, because he did say beforehand it had to have border security, do away with the lottery, do away with chain migration. Those were 100%, there is no talk on it. So when they, a couple of these idiots got together, the sellouts on the right and the sellouts on the left got together, they threw a bill together that had no security, or very little security. It left chain migration and the lottery in there. So, of course, he's going to say no. But what Trump did, without them knowing it, because they were like, they got all excited. Ooh, we get to write everything our Christmas wish list, and he's going to sign it. They wrote out and open to the public exactly what they want to do. And it's just like that, this possible shutdown. The Democrats agree on everything that's in it. They want DACA immediately. They want amnesty for dreamers. They want amnesty for DACAs. They're willing to shut our government down, not to better American civilian life, not to better civilians. They want to shut it down for foreigners, non-Americans. They want to shut our government down to give people who broke the law to get rewarded. And that's what the Democrats are doing right now. By them willing to shut the government down, they want to give criminals amnesty. Period. That's exactly what they want to do. And they are doing everything in their powers to block Trump, to block the government. Because they're, look at this. It's going to be Trump's fault. And whoever came up with this was, smart. Schumer's shutdown. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? I mean, you had Acosta today trying to, the majority is Republicans, and how can you say this is Democrat fault of a shutdown? Seem to remember Democrats had majority 2013 in the Senate, and we had a shutdown. And they blamed the Republicans, the minority party. Me senses a bit of double standard. But it was beautiful. I forget who it was, shot down Acosta and embarrassed them. There was other reporters, it's being a reporter, who were sitting there chuckling, got a good laugh at his expense, because the person reminded him it's a cloture vote. It needs 60 votes for it. And the Democrats or the Republicans only have, 50-51? It kind of shut him down because he had to quickly change the subject. And the guy sitting there, whoever was, I find this funny that you would ask that question. Acosta is not a journalist. He's not a reporter. He's a mouthpiece for the Democrat Party. He's out for little sound bites. He's out to be a victim. He tries to turn himself into a victim. He tries to make himself part of the story instead of just reporting the story. He tries to make himself a part of the story. I know a journalist that did that before. It was called Brian Williams. I think it's Brian Williams. On the other hand, I'm very, very happy. All my equipment is in. And I gotta say, so far, I'm loving it's WEN, W-E-N, is the woodworking products equipment that I'm using. Cordless drill, cordless impact. I got a 4x26 combo sander. I got the WEN plane. And the prices compared to other equipment, hell of a lot more reasonable. And seems to be just as good. And by the way, I don't get paid to say this either. I mean, this is a political show, and I'm talking some of my hobbies. So tomorrow, I'm going to be kind of busy doing some woodworking. I got a shitload of projects that are backlogged. And I can't wait to get going with that. So tomorrow I'll be busy. If I could get away with it, I would start on some of that tonight. But I would have to run too much of the, table saw and all that. That's the next piece I got to get replaced is my table saw. I have a Craftsman, and there's some shit with it I hate. And WEN doesn't have a table saw anymore. Damn. What I like is the Jet table saw, but holy shit, it's like $3,000. Like, damn, I can't afford that. Oh, let me see something. I need to check something while I'm sitting here talking. I want to see if I got a new Melanie Talks. Ben, come on. Ow. Don't you just hate that? What was that said? 9 o'clock tonight. Release technology. I don't know which one that is. All right. All right. Let's see. Nope. Dang it. Don't you hate when something just doesn't go right for you? Copy email. There we go. Paste. Let's take a look. Huh. No, she hasn't sent anything of recent. Inbox. Drats. I was hoping I would have got something again. All right. Trying one last look real quick. Come on, where is everything? No. I know I am not prepared. 10. Let me see something. it from I knew. Not only do I have two, the hell? Sound file. All right. Sorry about that. I always forget to download her stuff right before the show. So we're going to head to break. I'm going to throw up one of her money talks with Melanie. Seems to be the same thing. And we'll be back right after this break.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be B-roll.
Like, what are you talking about? You can just, like, the last question really cut a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right. Oh,
God. Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense here on the SHR Media Network. Hey, Sean, you ever see a one-eared elephant?
No.
Check this out.
Oh, that's so tiny.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. In about approximately 30-some minutes, about 32 minutes, they'll start doing votes, and I will bring C-SPAN up, at least the audio. I'll be going on with the show, but I'll have at least that going in the background. So if I hear anything important, we will stop. It's being reported now there's more Democrats that are crossing the line. Hetkamp, Doug Jones, Manchin, Donnelly. Right there's 4 Democrats right off the bat. And it doesn't take many more to jump over. Lindsey Graham is running in and out of the office of McConnell. Well, we could do 3 weeks. I'd like to see a budget done for a year, not fucking 3 weeks, not fucking 4 weeks. A year's budget, you lazy-ass bastards. Oh, it pisses me off. But they were able to have a vote today, today in the House. And it's the same vote we had once before, too. That's right. And if you guess impeachment, get yourself a cigar. The Democrats tried to start impeachment process for like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or whatever many times it's been in the last year. I know there's been one other vote on the floor. The House easily defeated the effort Friday to try to begin impeachment proceedings against President Trump, with even most Democrats joining the GOP and shooting down the attempt. The vote came just hours before Senate Democrats were expected to lead a filibuster that could result in a government shutdown at midnight. Lawmakers voted 355 to 66 to table the impeachment effort. That's similar to the last such vote a month ago, which was tabled on a 364 to 58 tally. Now, this is where there should be some rule that this can't be brought up again. And I thought there was. That's the way it keeps wasting time, just because you don't get your way, that you keep introducing a bill and wasting goddamn time. Representative Al Green, Texas Democrat, has introduced articles of impeachment accusing the president of bigotry. But Democrat leaders have tamped down on the push for impeachment, saying it's the wrong move. Yes, because that'll hurt their chances come November. And that's why I don't think you hear it on the mainstream media. Doesn't want you to know there was another failed attempt to impeach. But prosecutors, here's a little bit of good news for you guys, especially in New Jersey. I know you need a lot of good news in that state. Prosecutors say they will retry New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez. The government told a federal judge in New Jersey it will seek a retrial of Senator Bob Menendez, whose 11-week corruption trial ended in a hung jury in November. The filing to the judge on Friday seeks a retrial of the Democrat at the earliest possible date. Menendez and his longtime friend, Florida eye doctor Salomon Melgen, were charged with a bribery scheme in which Menendez traded political favors for gifts and campaign donations. Menendez also was charged with making false statements on his Senate financial disclosure forms. Defense lawyers argued that the gifts, including luxury vacations, were an expression of the pair's longtime friendship and were not bribes. Several jury interviews after the first trial said as many as 10 members of the panel were in favor of acquittal. And that doesn't mean anything. I'm just... When can we get back to our government working? What we've had for the last 8 years is a goddamn joke. There was issues before. There will always be issues. But what we have now, can this country survive? And I've asked that before. We can't go back ever to what we were. I don't even know if we can get close to what we were before. I don't know. Especially this. And I want to see this memo. I think it should be put out there. As GOP lawmakers shocked by House intel report alleging surveillance abuse. A classified House Intelligence Committee memo viewed by Republican lawmakers Thursday has been described as shocking and explosive by the congressman who read it. Let me see something. I want to play. I don't normally do this. Other host. But Hannity. Wow. I just saw someone, two idiots, and it's their right. They have all over the back of their Trump, fuck Trump and fuck you for voting for him, and they, husband and wife, have matching T-shirts too. Isn't that special? Come on. Oh, and I think Bernie Sanders will jump the aisle too. Because he doesn't want a shutdown. God damn it, where is this? The hell? Oh. I'm finding some very other interesting stuff. Damn. This really pissed me off. It was just on my other computer. And I go over to this one and can't find it. Because this one is hooked into the mixer. The other one isn't. This pissed me off. damn it! Now I can't find it. I hate it. Hey, Dave, how are you? Trying to find the sound bit that I saw a couple minutes ago, and then it kind of disappeared. That's Facebook for you. Let's see. Well, let's get back to what we were doing. It's right now. This memo is not open to the public, but they are talking about making it available, and I really think it should be because it's supposed to shed a lot of light on the FISA. Cool. Midnight tonight, or what is it? National security journalist and Fox News. Oh, yeah, released the memo. Hell yeah. Reported Thursday that the memo shows extensive Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act abuse. The memo also reportedly contained information about the Department of Justice and Federal Bureau investigation, as well as the infamous Trump-Russia dossier. It was also written that sources told her they would not be surprised if it led to the end of the Robert Mueller special counsel investigation into President Trump and his association. She also reported that an unnamed congressional member told her, we probably will get this stuff released by the end of the month. Now, let's see. Robert DeSantis also tweeted Thursday, a number of other Republican lawmakers sounded off about the content of the classified intel memo. And Pennsylvania Representative Scott Perry told Fox News, you think about, is this happening in America or is this the KGB? That's how alarming it is. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz said, I believe the consequences of its release will be major changes in people's current working at the FBI and Department of Justice. Gaetz also issued a statement on his congressional website Thursday calling for the document to be released to the public, writing, the House must immediately make public the memo prepared by the Intelligence Committee regarding the FBI and the DOJ. The facts contained in this memo are jaw-dropping and demand full transparency. There is no higher priority than the release of this information to preserve our democracy. And from what I am gathering is, number one, the dossier that was paid for, partly paid for from DNC, Hillary Clinton, FBI, DOJ. They financed this project. No one ever went through to make sure that this thing was real. Steele, who's the British operative, what is it? Chris Steele is the operative, and they hired, and he then hired Russian agents to write this report. Think about that. They had Russian agents, indirectly, our FBI, DOJ, DNC, and Hillary Clinton hired Russian agents to write a fake dossier on Trump. DOJ and FBI then went to the FISA courts with this as proof. And if this is all true, anybody that got any charges brought up against them, that where the investigation started from this, will be freed. Because you cannot, the poison fruit aspect, you can't use that information. And I think that's going to possibly land some people in some major hot water. I'm going to try to get more into it, but there's not a lot of information at this time until we get that release. Exactly, Dave. That's I've been saying that for a while too. When it's like when the Democrats are accusing somebody of something, you better look behind the curtain because that is exactly what they are doing. And they admitted, it's been admitted, part of it why they're accusing Trump with Russia, because Hillary Clinton, this is going very early in the primary, polls were done, and what hurt her is when they brought up the information about Russia, Uranium One, and getting kickbacks from Russia. She lost over 50% of her votes. Right off the top by that. So they decided, whoever the candidate was going to be, they were going to accuse him of something with Russia, so that would deter any information or accusations coming back on her from Russia. Coming up at midnight tonight, so you're talking 2 hours, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Dave, the Unpleasant Blind Guy, is having a huge show at midnight here on SHR Media. And it's that time again. As I almost lose my voice. Dang. All right. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again.
Some of the best A-roll is going to be B-roll.
Like, what are you talking about? We can just...
The last question that you really cut in a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right. Oh, God.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening. Contact is the evening.
Now back to Reaver of Common Sense with Jersey Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Let's see. Saturday, January the 20th at midnight, U.S. Eastern Standard Time. The Unpleasant Blind Guy presents the first of a shocking two-part report. Special guests help unmask a dangerous feud. What am I? Hell? Oh, my God. Oh, I think it's bedtime. I really do. Guests will help unmask dangerous fraud with a global reach. The Wolf in the Patriot fold will be revealed with details you can get nowhere else. So tune in midnight tonight. It's midnight tonight right here on SHR Media. Sorry, brother. I'm in a weird. Dan's show's tonight too, isn't it? Right after mine. It's at 11 o'clock, if I remember right. Oh, boy. I would just get booked all over. Hey, anytime, Dave, anytime. Oh. Ooh. Seeing something. I just found a ring that's actually pretty beautiful. It's red and with a red center and a black everywhere else. Let me see what's going on with this. It's supposed to be a Second Amendment ring or something like that. So, it's... Let me check an update real quick. The vote is about 10 minutes away, and still looks about five Democrats publicly have jumped ship. So we'll see. Oh, but yeah, Dave, I agree with you. When you hear Democrats complaining about something, they're doing the exact same thing right behind them. It's like the sugar. Oz. That's it. Holy shit. Man, I've been sniffing too much paint fumes lately. Or dust, I should say. Wood dust. I don't know. It's Democrats. I think, my opinion, and it's my opinion, and from what I've seen from talking to people, everyday people, is they are done with the Democrat Party. They can't stand what they've turned into. The Democrats don't care about everyday Joe Schmo, me and you, and the Democrat Party. They care about illegals. Yeah, the continuing resolution is supposed to be voted on approximately. The votes will start, but we do have some Democrats that have already jumped ship. The Democrats are believing the hype that's been created by a small but loud group in the Democrat Party. No, the memo, basically what it is it's shows that the FISA court saw the dossier, and that's why they approved the warrant to tap Trump's campaign. There's also showing that there was a lot of abuse of the FISA courts by our intelligence agencies. And from what I've heard, it's not like the everyday it's not the everyday agent, it's the upper echelon and how they abuse the FISA to spy on America and Americans. And yes, if it comes out, Democrats are in shit. There's talks that this could lead to multiple arrests. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's... Well, it is something that we have to really pay attention to. Because it's not good for America, no matter which way you look at it. It seems our agency upper echelons thought it would be smart to spy on our political opponents at that time. You know, and wasn't it the Democrats that threw a hissy fit over an office being broken into? But they're perfectly okay with, you know, wiretapping and so forth. Oh, it'll be great fodder for, the media pundit. It's... Sorry, I'm also trying to set up so that I can, when it's up and running... Could throw up video of the debate, or if you want to call it a debate. Let's see. This is gonna stink to all I haven't. I'll mess with it a little bit. Yeah, it will look like a goddamn joke if it's what And I'll tell you, I was listening to Hannity on the radio. Now, I do trust that guy. It's okay. This is what I do during the daytime. On the way to pick up my daughter, I get tired of the radio. I don't like a lot of music that's playing nowadays. And some of it, yeah. But for the most part, I don't like what's on the radio stations. So I'll turn it on to a political station. And I'll listen to Rush. Does not mean I like Rush. I think Rush can be a blowhard at times. It's too much about him. And it's always he knew, I know this, nobody else knows anything, I know everything. Pisses me off. I don't like that in a person. But I like hearing the conversation. I like hearing other opinions. Then by the time I'm heading back, Hannity comes on. And I listen to Hannity for a little bit. I take them with a grain of salt. I listen to what they have to say. Hannity, as I said, I trust his information. And it's not that I don't trust Rush. Rush, it's just, I don't like that self-absorbed me shit. I can't stand that. So I was just listening to Hannity, and I know he has more insight than probably any of us have. And he keeps talking about everything that's about to drop. You know, that's been a lot lately. And this is one of them. He knows more information than he's saying. And he's even come out and said it, that he can't talk about some of the things that he knows. And I can respect that. But I think we got something big heading our way, people. Something huge heading our way when it comes to the Democrat Party. I mean, to the point that we ought to be watching who's leaving the country and when. Because I think some people know, or they should know, that there might be something coming that's going to put some people in jail. Now, my father doesn't believe this. He always says the janitor's going to go to jail for all these issues that are happening. But it has to make you wonder, because I know Trump hasn't done directly some of the things he said he was going to do. Some of the things he said he was going to do, now that he's president, he can't come out and say he wants it done. Because, yes, it would be retaliation or something like that. And we're talking about Hillary and all that. So he's got to distance himself at this time away from it. I still think, in the background discussions that are happening, that Sessions and Trump are trying to move forward with investigations. And we're starting to see them break out. Now that more information is starting to flow, investigations are starting up or starting up again. We just had one person close to Hillary Clinton, I forget the person's name, that was indicted on 12 counts dealing with uranium-1. And I think that's one step. I think if it comes out that this, the FISA court order was based on this dossier, yes, I could see calls by Republicans to shut down and the actual shutting down of this investigation. Because anything that comes up would get tossed out in a court of law. And if you ask why, well, because they could have gotten some of this information from a faulty or an illegal wiretap. Oh, shit, it's that time already. Votes are going to start up soon. We're going to head to break, and then we're going to start paying attention to what's going on the Senate floor. It's amazing how time flies some nights. Some nights it doesn't. So, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be evil. Like, what are you talking about? You mean just like the last question that you really cut a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right. Oh, God.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ, no communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Pay no attention to the muffled screams in the background. You are listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on the SHR Media Network. Back to you, Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. Looks, we're getting more activity on the Senate floor. Like I said, we'll click over to it. Damn it. In fact, let's see what's going on. Absolutely nothing. Silence. As soon as stuff gets going, I mean, it's not going to be exciting, but I can go on with the show, talk about other things as we hear the vote go down. We're starting to see Senator Tom Cotton has a little bit more influence than most people think. He has a strong influence over the national debate on immigration policy, and President Trump administration has left Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer unwilling to broker an immigration deal unless the populist conservative senator is left out of the conversation. A Politico report reveals to the level to which Cotton and his close ally, Senator David Perdue, both I can neither confirm nor deny any accusations at this time. Both staunch pro-American immigration reformers who want to see legal immigration levels reduced to benefit American workers have gotten under the skin of Schumer and Democrats. Has anybody noticed? Our immigration levels have dropped from legal and illegal immigration. Our economy is starting to boom, and the unemployment rate is dropping. Okay, here in Florida this month, it raised by 0.1%. It raised. Whoopee. But you have black Americans at the lowest unemployment rate, Latinos at the lowest ever since they started keeping records of these in the 70s. Does anybody see a correlation here? Immigration, both legal and illegal, goes down. More Americans go back to work. You cut taxes to these companies, and they raise the wages themselves because now they know they have to compete with other companies because there's more jobs than people. And when you have that balance, all of a sudden now the employer has control. The American citizen has control because it's the companies that are begging for him. Underneath Obama, who said we would never return to this again, that we better get used to the unemployment, that it was the new America, and we better get used to it. That's what the Democrats and Obama told us for 8 years. Surprisingly, they lied to us. It was very easy. I mean, Trump's fixed it in less than a year. Holy shit. Less than a year. I mean, he has our economy booming. And the stock is rising, not because the government is buying into it, which the only reason the stock stayed stable underneath Obama is the government were buying into stocks left, right, and center. It was artificially inflated. Now it's the business and the economy. I forget which company it is. We got an auto manufacturer heading back to Michigan from Mexico. Said it was the worst mistake they ever did. So they're going back to Michigan. Apple, I mean, there's so many companies now are coming to America because the corporate rate's lower. They've been given one-time chance to bring their offshore money back to America at a lower rate. Well, you know what I look at, Dave? I look at the people and like Christmas time, what the market is doing or what the sales are at Christmas time. Christmas will tell you whether the economy's good or not. And I agree with you. The market can be fudged. But if people are spending like mad during Christmas, the economy's doing good. People have money to burn. And this Christmas, people spent good. People have money. And you know what? The government gets more taxes. The more you spend, the more money goes to Uncle Sam. So, yes, the tax rate may be lower, but they're making more money in it. And that's why I don't understand how these dumbass Democrats can't get the understanding of that. You raise taxes, it's less money the consumer has to spend. I don't know. Maybe I'm smarter than I ever gave myself credit for. I doubt that. I think this is just Democrats. Well, they're out to destroy this country. No ifs, ands, ors about it. But we were talking about Tom Cotton. And now Trump, it's being reported, Trump will not sign off on immigration deal unless Mark Meadows and Tom Cotton agree. Right there. Now, Florida, we're going to change up because Dave, the unpleasant blind guy, said that Texas got that decades ago, no state tax, and they bring in tons of revenue. Here in Florida, there's no tax on your paycheck, state tax. The only thing you get taken out is federal. And let me tell you, that makes a big difference. Coming from New Jersey to Florida, I was like, holy shit. Holy, I was like, damn, I'm not getting bent over by the state. And some kid, he was like 19 years old, complaining about how much money he lost for the federal government. I was like, dude, shut your mouth. Now, of course, the Republicans don't want to do a state tax. The Democrats want to start taxing our paychecks. Yeah. Oh, boy. I'm like, fuck. Now, DACA, Dave, since you brought it up, I'm not a fan of DACA either. But if it is used as a bargaining chip for a full wall, no more chain migration, and the lottery system done away with. But we give DACA up as compensation for the Democrats getting on board. I would understand that. It's compromise. Both sides have to give up a little bit for a true compromise to come about. So that's where I say DACA, yes. By itself, hell fucking no. Hell no. And these dreamers in DACA, they're not kids anymore. They're in their 20s. They can fend for themselves. Hell, most of them are telling us how great their country of origin is. So go there. I mean, just look at the damn protests that they do. And they're flying Mexican flags and Puerto Rican flags. Hey. Well, not Puerto Rican. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, but the mistake Ronald Reagan did, he gave up amnesty and with the agreement that they would talk border security later. I'm talking full border security, the wall, 100%, no intervention from the Democrats. Well, let's see what's going on.
Signed senators in accordance with the provisions of Rule 22 of the Standing Rules of the Senate do hereby move to bring to a close debate on the motion to concur in the House amendment to the Senate amendment to H.R. 195, signed by 17 senators.
By unanimous consent, the mandatory quorum call has been waived. The question is it the sense of the Senate that debate on the motion to concur in the House amendment to the Senate amendment to H.R. 195 shall be brought to a close? The yeas and nays are mandatory under the rule. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Alexander. Aye. Ms. Baldwin. Mr. Barrasso.
As it goes along, I'll let you know what the totals are. So this is just a vote so that there's no more discussion.
Mr. Blunt.
This is when I hate Robert Rules of Order.
Mr. Bozeman.
The parliamentary procedures can get testy.
Mr. Burr. Ms. Cantwell. Mrs. Capito.
This is going to be a long-ass vote tonight.
Mr. Cardin. Mr. Carper.
Damn, I actually see senators at their desks.
Mr. Cassidy.
And this is the one, the gentleman I was talking to earlier, and like it, this is the vote on voting.
Mr. Coons.
And I agreed with him 100%. He said all these idiots, the politicians, they argue when they're on the floor. They get off the floor, they go out partying together. And I agree, they do. It's like a boss I used to have. We'd pull up together, get out of our calls. Hey, how was your weekend? Did you catch that race as soon as we clocked in? You asshole, you're the worst boss. Well, you're the worst EMT I had. Fuck you. What are you going to do, fire me? You know, as soon as we clocked up. Hey, you want to go grab a beer? It's...
Mr. Daines.
This is something that shouldn't be like pulling teeth anymore. I mean, when was the last time we actually had a budget?
Mr. Donnelly. Ms. Duckworth.
All right. While that's going on, like I said, I'm going to have this playing in the background. This is coming from C-SPAN.
Mr. Inzi. Mrs. Ernst. Mrs. Feinstein.
Yeah, the press is right there with especially the Democrats.
Mrs. Fisher.
Actually, the one senator that shocked me of late is Rubio.
Mr. Flake.
He's now talking how
Mr. Gardner.
we need a wall. He agrees with the wall.
Mrs. Gillibrand. Mr. Graham. Mr. Grassley.
And Graham just voted down.
Ms. Harris.
Well, Dave, except for Trump.
Mr. Hatch. Mr. Heinrich.
Right now, all of a sudden, McConnell just ran over to where Graham was.
Mr. Heller. Ms. Hirono.
Yeah, Rubio is
Mr. Hoven.
flip-flopper extraordinaire.
Mr. Inhofe. Mr. Isaacson. Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Jones.
He said Johnson.
Mr. Kane. Mr. Kennedy. Mr.
Never
King.
really hear much coming out of Kane lately, do you?
Ms. Klobuchar.
He kind of faded off real quick. And I was surprised he was ever... I've never even heard of him. He got picked to be the Democrat vice president candidate.
Mr. Lee.
I'll say this. He sure as hell didn't help Hillary.
Mr. Manchin. Mr. Markey. Mr. McCain. Mrs. McCaskill.
How would you like to have that
Mr.
job?
McConnell.
Just sit there.
Mr. Menendez. Mr. Merkley.
And rattle off people's names.
Mr. Moran.
Hey, Mendez, you better get ready for your retrial.
Ms. Murkowski.
Hey, that's why he wants the federal government to shut down.
Mr. Murphy.
Oh, we know Murphy says no. I mean, whatever Clinton tells him to vote, he votes.
Mrs. Murray. Mr. Nelson.
Yeah, I bet it pays well just to sit there and rattle off names.
Mr.
And
Paul. Mr. Perdue.
Chicken.
Mr. Peters.
Peter and Johnson together.
Mr. Portman.
And Portman in the middle.
Mr. Risch. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Rounds. Mr. Rubio. Mr. Sanders. Mr. Sass.
Wait a minute, Sanders voted no?
Mr. Schatz.
All that talk, and he voted no? They must have enough Democrats jumping or something.
Mr. Scott.
He was bitching it shouldn't be shut down.
Mrs. Shaheen. Mr. Shelby. Ms. Smith. Ms. Stabenow.
Miss
Mr.
Stabenow.
Sullivan.
I stab you.
Mr. Tester.
I never actually sat here and listened to all the senators' names. Some of them are really funny.
Mr. Tillis.
I know that's juvenile. That's me.
Mr. Toomey.
To me. To me.
Mr. Udall.
Not you. To me. Not to you. To me.
Mr. Van Hollen. Mr. Warner. Ms. Warren.
Yeah, God forbid Ms.
Mr.
Warren votes for anything that helps
Mr. Wicker.
the country.
Mr. Wyden. Mr. Young.
I didn't hear no beeping. All right, that's all of them.
Senators voting in the affirmative. Alexander, Bozeman, Burr, Cassidy, Collins, Corker, Cornyn, Crapo, Cruz, Daines, Donnelly, Enzi, Ernst, Fisher, Gardner, Heitkamp, Heller, Inhofe, Isaacson, Kennedy, Manchin, Murkowski, Perdue, Risch, Roberts, Rounds, Rubio, Tillis, and Young.
It's only 29 votes, yes.
Mr. Warner. Mr. Heiner. Senators voting in the negative. Baldwin, Blumenthal, Booker, Brown, Cantwell, Casey, Cortez Masto, Durbin, Feinstein, Graham, Harris, Hassan, Heinrich, Kane, King, Klobuchar, Leahy, Menendez, Murphy, Murray, Paul, Peters, Reed, Sanders, Schatz, Schumer, Shaheen, Smith, Stabenow, Van Hollen, Warner, Warren, Whitehouse, and Wyden.
35 to 30.
Mr. Lee.
Oh.
No.
36 no.
Mr. Jones. Aye. Mr. Tester.
30.
No.
Jam.
Mrs. Gillibrand. No. Mr. Cardin. Gotcha. No. Mr. Cochran. Aye. Ms. Hirono. No. Mr. Portman. Aye. Mr. Udall. No.
I'm missing a lot of senators there. That was only, what, 50, 60 senators voted? Or 60? Missing like 30. It's 32 yes, 40 no.
Mr. Coons, no.
Damn.
Mr. Nelson.
Oh, hell, Bill Nelson. He'll vote no. Yeah, of course.
Mr. Merkley.
Now, this is to limit debate. God forbid they don't want to make this easy.
Mr. Brasso. Aye. Mr. Flake. No. Mr. Langford. Aye. Mr. Grassley. Aye.
Right now, 35 yes, 44 no. Looks like we're going to have a very long night. Yeah, if they make it easy, hell no.
Ms. Duckworth, no.
Duckworth. It's already an impossibility because they needed 60 votes to limit the debate, which would have limited no's to 40, and they're already at 45. It's useless from here. You're at 80 votes. 20 senators are missing so far. All right. We're going to take a break from here. And when we come back, we'll catch into wherever they are. And you're listening to You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Go ahead, I'll say it again. Some of the best A-roll is going to be evil. Like, what are you talking about?
The last question didn't get cut a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening.
Contact is the evening.
Now back to Reaver of Common Sense with Jersey Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Don't forget, coming up, I'm pretty sure, I want to bet on it, that Dan the Man Butcher will be coming on right after me. And then at midnight, Eastern Standard Time, we'll be, trying to pull it up. Hang on. Damn. No, oh, blame me. What the heck is going on here? Here it is. Saturday night, January the 20th, 2018, at midnight, U.S. Eastern Standard Time, the Unpleasant Blind Guy presents the first of a shocking two-part report. Special guests will help unmask a dangerous fraud with a global reach. The wolf in the Patriot fold will be revealed with details you can get nowhere else. So tune in tonight at midnight. That'll be midnight tonight, right here on SHR Media with, you got it, Dave the Unpleasant Blind Guy. Oh, man. All right, the vote's at 50 yeses, 48 noes. It's still defeated. 10. Oh. We know some senators jumped ship. But this is only on, sorry about that. This is only on to limit debate. So now they'll go into a gab fest throughout the night. See who will last longer. Now, Tom Cotton has said that the Gang of Six amnesty for millions of illegal aliens shielded from deportation by President Obama created DACA program should be rolled straight into the trash can, Senate Tom Cotton stated. On Wednesday, a group of 6 pro-amnesty senators will roll out their expansive immigration amnesty plan that would not only give a pathway to U.S. citizenship, beginning with 3.5 million DACA and DACA-eligible illegal aliens, but also give amnesty to the parents of amnesty beneficiaries. Cotton, whose popular legal immigration cutting RAISE Act was endorsed by President Trump in 2017, slammed the Gang of Six amnesty, saying it was dead on arrival. This is coming from Tom Cotton's Twitter. Might as well roll it straight into a trash can. Mass amnesty far beyond DACA, fake border security, no end to chain migration. You know, those are a couple right there. And what is it? The Democrats are willing to give up some spending for a couple extra border patrol. And yeah, that's not what we are talking about. And the one thing I like about, I mean, there's a lot of things I like about Trump, but the one thing I like that his influence on the Republican Party, he's giving some of them balls where they're not trying to hold themselves to higher standards, because that's what the Democrats do. They hold themselves to high standards. And they're not doing it. And they're calling out, and they're not buying the Democrats' bullshit. Because this is the one thing that Democrats had been laughing as soon as it was agreed upon during Reagan's time, when it was, well, you okay, amnesty for these illegal aliens, and don't worry, later on we'll talk about border security. Don't worry, later on we'll talk about it. You know, it's like you always, some guys may be able to understand this, and it's not something that's powerful, but you know, you go to the bar, you hook up with that girl, you get what you want, then it's, we'll talk later, don't worry. We'll talk about a relationship later, and you just keep brushing them off. Well, that's basically the Democrats got laid and then didn't want a relationship, and they just ignored the Republicans from there. They got what they wanted. Why should they go on? So now I see the Republicans, most of them, there's a couple of these turncoats, Graham, Flake, Corker. I mean, Flake and Corker, they're just doing it because they're sour milk. They know they got their ass kicked and they're not going to win re-election. They know they're going to get primaried. They know they don't have the support in their own state. So they're just going to try to cause enough problems on the way out the door because they think it's funny. And what they don't realize is, yeah, they might be getting back at Trump a little bit, but at whose expense? Whose expense? The American people's expense. I mean, poll after poll after poll after poll. Americans do not want blanket amnesty given. No. Democrats, they don't want amnesty given. They like using it as a talking point. And I do trust Trump. I believe he will fix our immigration before he gets out of office. Or at least make a huge attempt to. Because I know Democrats and these Republican senators don't want it fixed. Because what are they going to bitch about during election time? What are they going to promise? So far, Trump's been blazing away on his promises. Democrats and Republicans, same things over the years. Immigration, taxes, immigration taxes, you know, I can't think of anything offhand. Damn, I'm drawing a blank, but you get the point. It's the same shit over and over again. That's why they never fix it. And yeah, Dave, they think they're in touch. What they're in touch with right now, what they are in touch with is the small group, that fringe group. And it's, what the fuck? McConnell never voted. Oh, that's great for majority leader. Damn it. Damn, I get caught off guard. But they don't want any of this fixed. They don't. Drives me up a wall. But yeah, the Democrats, that's where I was going. It's a small group, this fringe group. They're the loudest. They're out there the loudest. So these Democrats, okay, they got to be the majority. I also wonder if they're buying their own bullshit that they know are lies, but they're starting to believe their own lies. I mean, it'd be good for us, but bad for them. Everything I'm hearing and seeing, they think they're going to take back the Senate. They're going to take back the House. They're out there going, oh, this is a slam dunk. We got it. What happens when you tell your constituents it's a slam dunk? Your members start going, oh, I don't need to go out and vote. Why do I need to go out and vote? Do you want to go out and vote? I heard it was a slam dunk. All right, honey, we're staying home. We're going to not have to go in that big line. But on the Republican side, we're hearing it's a slam dunk. Shit, we got to get out there. Hey, hon, we got to go vote. Come on. Yeah, they're talking about if the Democrats take control, they're going to impeach Trump. Come on, let's go. Come on, hon, please, let's go vote. Hey, Bob, next door. You vote yet? Yeah, they're trying to impeach Trump. So we got to get out there and vote. And it's going to rile up the base for the Republican Party. So there's 2 votes that they held. It's helping the Republicans. Not the Democrats. It's helping the Republicans. I keep saying this over and over again. But it seems a couple of Democrats are, well, not smart enough to realize that. Yeah, get out from underneath the Xbox. Well, the other thing that's going to hurt the Democrats, and the Democrats are scared of this, that some of the top echelons that, I'm not talking senators, within the DNC, they said when the millennials start seeing more money in their pocket from the tax refund, they said they're going to lose the millennials right there. Millennials are not beholden to a party. They're beholden to an idea. And as much as they're anti-capitalism, they are pro-money in my pocket. And that they're starting to learn this tax reform or tax cut, whatever you want to call it, is going to be good for the Republican Party. And the Democrats know it. I mean, that's why they're pulling. That's one of the reasons why they're pulling this shit too. It's not because they just love the illegals. They don't want the news talking about that memo. They don't want the news talking about the great employment. There's a lot. Well, that's also to the point of Dave talking about like Generation Z and all that. It's they know the youngins will be behind the Democrats for a little bit, but when they start seeing, they'll wake up to it sooner or later, the bullshit, and the Democrats know it. So that's why they want these illegals given amnesty so they can start voting. It's a new voting block for them. Now we just got a bunch of idiots walking around. The vote's done with. I mean, they can't get no more votes, I don't think. Because McCain's out of town. Well, McConnell hasn't voted. Wow, it'll be 41-48. Big deal. Democrat Party is, and I love it. I don't know if I want it 16. I really don't. They're still, I don't think, responsible enough. I look at how I was at 16. I wasn't responsible enough to make a decision like that. I was barely responsible enough to drive a car. And trust me, you've had some Democrats pushing that. Oh, let's drop the age to 17 or 16. Because while they're in school, they have a bunch of liberal teachers that are telling them how the world supposedly is. I don't know. Yeah, it's easy to get one over on a 16-year-old. I don't know. It's... Oh, friggin' liberals are furious at the NHL. NHL, their All-Star game is going to be here in Tampa, and it's next week, I think. And they wanted to hire a performer for the All-Star to perform. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, because at the same time the All-Star is here in Tampa, it's Gasparilla. And Gasparilla is a big festival down here. There was a pirate, Gasparilla, and he basically ruled Tampa. And, well, he ended up dying and all that, you know that. But we hold a big festivals. There's a pirate ship that comes up the bay, and there's the beads, alcohol. I don't go to it because it gets I'm getting too old for that. But we got the All-Star and Gasparilla the same weekend, so Tampa and NHL are putting together a lot of celebrations, mixing the two together. And they got Kid Rock to come perform. Now, Kid Rock is a conservative and a huge Trump supporter. So the liberals are losing their fucking shit over it. I'm just like laughing. So it's okay when they have liberals on Super Bowl pushing liberal ideas, but well, I don't know about that. I mean, it's a stupid. I mean, we also have shit. Halloween, we have another. There's Gasparilla and but this whole area in Tampa, west coast of Florida, had a lot of pirates because there was a lot of these little islands around that they hide their ships in. So it was used a lot. So it's just a heritage thing, I think. That's all. But I don't understand. They're throwing a hissy fit over an entertainer being hired just because he has conservative values. Ooh. Oh, free speech, ain't it beautiful? But I love Jeremy Roenick noted his delight that Kid Rock was hired to entertain fans at the All-Star Game. In their press conference announcing the choice, Roenick said that they can't get a better guy than Kid Rock for the game. When I talk to people about you, Rock said to the singer, I say Kid Rock is the most talented musician. Well, I don't know about that. He's talented, but I think ever on the planet, because you can put any instrument in your hand or your mouth and you can play anything and rock a house and sing any kind of genre. Now, for the Super Bowl, Dave, I'm going to be honest. It depends who is in the Super Bowl. Right now, my Eagles are still in it, and if they make it to the Super Bowl, I'm going to have to watch it. You know, and then if you look at the stats that are coming up, that's who's watching games. If you're a fan of a team, you're usually watching those games, but none of the other games. That's where NFL is getting really hurt bad. So, yeah, they're throwing a hissy fit. I just mark it up to another idiot. Idiot's gone wild. Well, we got conference games this weekend, and it's Jackson Jaguars versus Patriots, and the Eagles versus Minnesota Vikings. And like I said, the only reason why I really know is because my Eagles are still in it. They're actually doing good. Well, they were. Hopefully, they still keep doing good. So, some idiot put about Kid Rock as a racist and slamming the league for going political with the choice. Minority people of color and women already feel like NHL doesn't give a fuck about them. Having Kid Rock as an all-star game entertainment just underlines that point. He was a rapper when he first started. He did a mix between rap and rock and roll. That's just somebody that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about and just wants to hit the key talking points. Oh, man. Oh, what an idiot. Another one. I've never seen more NHL fans united than they are right now and hating the announcement that Kid Rock is playing the NHL All-Star Game. I haven't seen a single NHL person complain. Oh, my God. Sung Min Kim. Oh, my God. Just some of these people are just too much. I've been staying off Twitter. I really have. I have no use for it. I really don't. It's not my cup of tea. All it is a bunch of people, not even discussing, and it's bashing each other, and that's it. Exactly, Dave. You hit it on the head. I never saw more patriotism than among NHL fans, even Canadian NHL fans. There was a game in Canada. I can't remember which Canadian team it was, and they were playing the anthem for the United States, and the sound system went out, and the Canadian fans started singing the American anthem, and they were proud to sing it loud, and they hit it perfect. Now, for those that don't know NHL, if you have, let's say, the Toronto Maple Leafs are playing Philadelphia Flyers, both the Canadian and the American anthem are played because you have both countries being represented. Now, if it's Tampa Bay Lightning versus Philadelphia Flyers, just the American anthem's played. I think it was Canadians. I want to say Canadians, Dave, but but when they're okay, if it's two Canadian teams, well, they play the Canadian anthem twice. Once in English, once in French. It depends on which teams are playing. If it's, Montreal. It very respectful they are to both countries. And I don't have a problem with Canada, like I said, but Canada needs to be Canada. America needs to be America. And I had said earlier, Rubio, I believe we do have to build a wall. Tuesday on Fox News Channel, The Ingram Angle, Senator Marco Rubio was asked by host Laura Ingram where he stood on immigration, if it was in line with a proposal from Dickie Durbin, Richard Cranial Durbin, and Lindsey, I'll say anything, Graham, or one in line from Senator Tom Cotton and David Perdue. Rubio said he wasn't aware of the specifics of those proposals, but offered his views, which included a border wall, ending the diversity lottery, and instituting a merit-based system. I could tell you what I believe in, Rubio stated. I believe in we do have to build a wall and improve our overall security, like at airports with entry-exit. I believe we should end the diversity lottery. I've been saying that for about 5 years. I believe we should move towards a merit-based system of immigration. I believe we should find a way, like the president asked, to deal with the people, or many of the people, and find themselves under a DACA designation. And I think the big debate is how do you put all that together. And the way I view it is the president's number one priority is border security. The Democrats are insisting on DACA. And it was, Dave found it for me, it was the Toronto Maple Leafs finished singing the U.S. anthem. Maybe Rubio's finally understanding it. Maybe he's finally going to represent Florida the right way. Oh, man. Ay. Well, Friday. Yeah, it's looking like Schumer's going to get his shutdown. Because that vote was to limit debate. The debate is not limited, and I think they got like 8 hours of debate or some ridiculous number. And they have an hour and 7 minutes to get a bill passed. So Schumer got his way. Schumer got his shutdown. Oh, well, we're almost to the end of the show. Kind of got used to shutting it down at 11:55 with all the issues of YouTube. And this is the weekend. I want everybody to have fun and be safe. We'll see where this Senate session goes. I bet you last minute, they'll pick something and get it through. I want to get a list, see how many Republicans jumped ship. I wonder if they actually had enough. If the Republicans would have voted in line. But, yeah, that's going to be the show. Everybody have a great weekend. Coming up next, I believe, is Dan Butcher. And at midnight, you have Dave, the Unpleasant Blind Guy. Have a great weekend. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.